very good afternoon to you. Welcome to MKU TV News at Once. My name is Saadia Mohammed. First, these are the headlines. President Ruto sued afresh in advisors' appointment rows. Thousands of Kenyan students at limbo as US stops visa interviews. Supremacy wars forces President Ruto into shelving. And renowned Kenyan outlaw Ngugi wa Thiong'o dead. And in sports, Lionesses and Simbas ready to hunt at Rugby Africa Cup. Rights organization Katiba Institute lawyer Joshua Malitso this Wednesday went to court to sue President William Ruto afresh over the appointment of advisors. In its case filed before Judge Lawrence Mugambi, Katiba Institute argued that the president has no role in directly appointing the advisors to work in his office or government. Our reporter Sylvia Siololo brings us to speed.
In a case that has drummed up a lot of excitement and controversy both from the government and public, Katiba Institute through its lawyer Joshua Maliso has moved to sue the Kenya Kwanza government and president for contravening the constitution in its appointment of the daily ballooning battery of advisor. Further, the Katiba's lawyer told Justice Lawrence Mugambi of the High Court that the president had embarked on unconstitutional path. When president embarked on path-hold constitutional journey meant to undermine the constitution, he needs to be stopped in his track before any further damages to the constitution. The lawyer further said that the president did not seek consent and concurrence from the Public Service Commission, PSC, and the Salaries Remuneration Commission, SRC, before appointing the advisor. Among those who stood alongside the president are Professor Makau Mtua, Dr. David Ndi, Moses Kuria, Edward Kisiangani, Monica Chuma, Joseph Boynet, Jaco Obur, Dr. Sylvester Okum, Harriet Chigai, Major Retired Mahat Somen, Professor Abdi Galie, Dr. Dominic Bencho, and Dr. Nasi Laibuni. On their prosecution, lawyer argued that the president had created the position of all the legal advisor into his office illegally and also abused to shelve, rejects, and political rewards. This case will be mentioned on June 25th of this year. Reporting from MKU, from Milimani High Court, my name is Sylvia Siololo.
New visa interviews for international students. The decision came barely a week after the US government revoked Harvard University's authority to enroll non-American learners through the US and Student Visitor Program. Our reporter, Isaac Maina, with more.
Immediately was aimed at expanding social media vetting for visa applicants under the F, M, and J categories. According to a memo quoted by Reuters, the U.S. Department of State is conducting a review of existing operations and processes for screening and vetting of student and exchange visitor visa applicants. And based on that, it plans to implement new guidelines requiring broader social media checks. This move affects Kenyan students studying in the U.S. as data from the Open Doors report on international educational exchange. The number of Kenyan students studying in the United States has been steadily increasing over the past 8 years. From 2016 to 2024, Kenyan student numbers have surged by over 40%, reaching an all-time high of 4,507 in the 2023-2024 academic year. The Harvard University counselors in Nairobi have already reported cases of deferred admissions, uncertain travel plans, and mental health distress among affected students. However, Harvard University has filed a lawsuit challenging the Trump administration's directive, terming it unlawful and retaliatory. All eyes now awaits on the final determination of the courts on the matter set for early next year. For MKU Radio News at 1, I am Isaac Minor.
President William Ruto returns to Nyanza on Thursday for a 4-day tour of the region amid wrangles that have forced a change of plan. The move comes in following a supremacy power battle between the political bigwigs, including Siaya Governor James Orengo, Kisumu Governor Anyang' Nyong'o, and Migori counterpart Gladys Wanga. Our reporter Dylan Dapash has more of the story.
Is at Limpo following a split camp with a section of leaders supporting the partnership of ODM leader Raila Odinga, with President Ruto and others adamantly opposing the side failure to have a mutual agreement, partnership deal and openness in arriving into the deal. The leaders' open opposition to the ODM-KK partnership has made the ground hostile to the president's visit, and this has made the president shelve this week's visit into the region until two facts arrive into a mutual agreement. The president was expected to land into the Nyanza region with a flash bag of goodies as he stepped up effort to pacify the region and entrench his support in ODM leader Raila Odinga's backyard. The president is still expected to be in the region this weekend for 4 days to launch and inspect development projects ahead of Madaraka Day celebrations scheduled to take place in Homa Bay on Sunday. As line-up initiative in housing, infrastructure, and other blue economy for the region. This visit is one of the several head of state has made the region over the past year as he seeks to transform the goodwill generated by the soft handshake with Raila into the political gains. Reporting for MKU TV, my name is Dylan Dapash.
And in other news, renowned Kenyan author Ngugi wa Thiong'o has died age 87 after a long battle with health complications of the kidney. His family announced his demise on the morning of Wednesday during a press conference. The family, however, celebrates Ngugi for having lived a full life and fought a good fight. Kenyans have also started to send their condolences to the family and celebratory messages. Our reporter Victor Kibet with more.
Ngugi said Ngugi's final wish was that his life be celebrated rather than mourned. The family is also expected to release details of his celebration of life soon. Ngugi, born James Ngugi in 1938, was a towering figure in the African literature, widely considered East Africa's leading novelist. He was known for writing in both English and Gikuyu, and for promoting indigenous languages through literature. His works include novels, essays, plays, and short stories, often focusing on colonialism, cultural identity, and the struggle for justice. Reporting for MKU News, my name is Victor Kibet.
Crossing over to sports, National Rugby 15's side Kenya Lionesses and their male counterparts are ready to dance with the best at the upcoming Rugby Africa Cup after naming their squad for their respective duties for June. Our reporter Joyce Kibet with more.
Required proper preparations, and the Kenya Rugby Union after narrowly missing out on a World Cup berth in 2023. The two teams now believe early preparations will give them the required lift to win the encounters. For Lionesses, 3 debutants, the highly charged and physical game required proper preparations, and the Kenya Rugby Union after narrowly missing out on a World Cup berth in 2023. The two teams now believe early preparations will give them required lift to win the encounters. For Lionesses, 3 debutants headline the selection ahead of Rugby Africa World Cup slated for June 1st in Antananarivo, Madagascar, and they are heavily relying on the prowess of Yvonne Gatundu, Doris Kimani, and Yvette Okech, who will be looking to prove themselves after being included in the team that comprises or the star-flying Grace Adhiambo Okulu. Okulu was instrumental during Lionesses 7's 2025 World Challenger Series championship run. Together with Naomi Amaguni, Sheila Chajira, Christabel Lindo, Faith Livoi, Maureen Mwiritu, Stella Wafula, and Sinaida Mokaya, who all represented Kenya in a shorter version of game. The Lionesses are keen to bounce back from a disappointing campaign in last year's tournament, where they managed just one win against Cameroon and suffered defeats to host Madagascar and defeating champions of South Africa. This year, they will face the same teams, Madagascar and South Africa, alongside regional rivals Uganda, in a round-robin format. The team will kick off their campaign against the host Madagascar on June 7th. Reporting for MKU Radio, Joyce Kibet.
All we had for you today. Until next time, I am Saadia Mohammed. Goodbye for now.